The following video is rated PG for puzzling gameplay. Viewer discretion is advised.
We have now arrived at one of the more difficult parts of our tournament play. The time has come to start eliminating players from our competition. Who will live on to fight another day, and who will be watching the rest of the tournament from the sidelines? Let's find out today. Hello puzzlers, this is your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2024. And as tough as this game is to play, and as tough as our competitors have been playing against each other in this game that we have been playing together for so long, this part never gets easy, puzzlers. It is time to eliminate players from the tournaments, just the nature of our tournament play, as it were, and to help me call today's action is fellow champion, fellow competitor. It is FFR Pro 21.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, it is unfortunately time to start eliminating people from this tournament. It's always tough because, you know, people practice so hard and try to get better at this game, but unfortunately, that's how the tournament goes. It's how we eventually decide champion. Who's the last one standing?
Well, we've got four great players working to offer you two great matches today. We've got a best of five. We've got best of five affairs between players who are meeting for the third time in 3 straight tournaments, and a newcomer taking on a former tournament runner-up. So the action should be fast and furious, and is going to come at you in just a little bit. But first, if you're joining us for the first time and you're not exactly sure how everything works, allow me to take a couple minutes of your time to explain how this game works and how we are playing it in this tournament. Pokemon Puzzle League is a Match 3 puzzle game released for the Nintendo 64 in September 2000 in North America and March 2001 in Europe. It has been re-released multiple times via the Wii Virtual Console in May 2008 and the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack in July 2022. It is a Match 3 puzzle game in that if you match at least 3 of the same panel either horizontally or vertically, the panels will disappear. To win, however, you need to do more than simply match 3 at a time. You need to make combos and chains to not only prevent your gradually rising stack from reaching the top of your playfield for a time, but also to send garbage blocks to your opponent to make their stack reach the top of their playfield. You make combos by matching more than 3 panels in a row at the same time. They don't keep your stack from rising for very long, but they do send small garbage blocks to your opponent that can prove to be very disruptive. You make chains by linking sets of 3 or more matches together. Make a set of panels disappear, and then have the panels immediately above them fall into another match. Not only does this keep your stack from rising for a longer period of time, but it will make thicker garbage blocks that will be more effective at actually filling out your opponent's stack to the top. If your stack reaches the top of your playfield and the game tries to break the stack through the top, you lose, so you want to avoid this at all costs and force it on your opponent as much as possible. To beat these computer opponents, you will have to either make sure that they run out of time while their stack is completely topped off, send so much garbage to your opponent so that they can no longer make a move, or send garbage to your opponent in such a way so that they think they can no longer make a move. Easy mode has 11 stages, normal has 14, hard has 15, and V-hard and S-hard have 16. In this tournament, players will be racing through those stages to get to the end as fast as they can. The first player to defeat the final opponent wins the race. The first player to win a predetermined number of races wins the match. Best of luck to all of our players. The loser's bracket of our tournament starts with the same format that we played out in the first round of the winner's bracket. It is a game level popcorn pick of the easy, normal, and hard levels of the one-player stadium. So For our matches, the players have agreed to play on one of those levels for the first race, and then the loser of the first race will counterpick one of the other levels for Game 2 to determine how the match will flow. And then when we get to Games 4 and 5, if we need them, then the race loser of the previous race will get to decide between all of those levels for those Games 4s and 5s. And we really get to see some interesting counterpick play, especially once the matches go deep. So our players may not necessarily be hoping for long matches, but longer matches are certainly a lot more interesting to watch from a viewer perspective, let me tell you. And these players today might have a bit of a reason to make these matches go a bit longer. The reason to believe that these matches will go a bit longer. So we might need that kind of counterplay to decide things. Once we're done with all these festivities, then we will award a title of PPL 2024 champion to the winner. And then at present, our top 4 finishers of this one-player stadium tournament will be awarded a piece from our crowd-funded prize pool. It's currently sitting at $16.50 out of our initial stretch goal of $500, but if we are able to get to our goal of $500, then we can expand the top 4 out to pay the top 8. And even there's an even bigger goal out there, a bit of a pipe dream if we end up reaching it, puzzlers, but $1,000 will allow us to pay out everyone in the one-player stadium tournament. So that will be so much fun. And once you do contribute to the prize pool with your direct tips, with your Twitch bits, and with your subscriptions to the Twitch channel, you can get a little acknowledgement of your support on stream, which actually does not seem to be working on this particular scene, but I did go ahead and add some Twitch bits to the pool, throwing in some support with some 500 bits. And because it is Twitch's September, Twitch has also added another 100 bits to the mix. So let's go ahead and up that prize pool to $22.50 out of our initial $500 goal. So if you would like to support the players and make sure they get their money's worth out of playing in these tournaments, then by all means spare whatever you can. And there's a link on screen to go to send your direct tips, which personally I would find to be the best way to add to the pool directly and make sure that it all goes back to the players. You can even get a link in the Twitch chat to go to that page by typing !pool in the live chat. But here we are, FFR at our bracket. We've got some people already sitting in the losers bracket. We've got one of our newcomers, Lucky Owl 360, taking on a former runner-up in BB Forky. But starting off here today, TFFR, it is the 11 seed TetrisAttakr and the 14 seed OctoOil, who are in their 3rd meeting with each other. They've played each other twice before and actually got kind of close a fair bit last time. So FFR, take me through how you think this match will go today.
Yeah, this first match I am expecting to be pretty close. You know, last time they met last year, they went to a game 5 thanks to Oil taking 2 hard races off of TA. And with Oil's continued improvement in this game, this first matchup is going to be much closer than it's ever been before. So I would suspect that this could be another Game 5 affair brewing up for us here.
Certainly possible. Oil did take a game off of 6 last week, and TetrisAttakr took 2 games off of tie, so they're both showing to be really, really tough competitors. TetrisAttakr had more overall tournament success, but with the rapid improvement Oil seems to have made over the years, you just never know, especially if we do get through multiple hard races. Like, of the races that Oil has managed to win in tournament play, it's been 3 hard races and 2 normal races that Oil has won. So I guess when the RNG hits the fan, perhaps Oil will have the best chances to take the win. Our live Twitch chat is making predictions on how the match is going to go, and it appears that more of the points, ever so slightly, are going to TetrisAttakr to win the match, though it's largely both TA and Oil in chat voting for themselves to win. But there's a fair amount of support from other people in the community putting their Twitch points in with their thoughts. In fact, I think more of the community support's on Oil to win. But we shall see. We are ready to start this Game 1 on this best of 5. It is the 11 seed TetrisAttakr and the 14 seed OctoOil. And that match is going to start right now. We are starting on the hard level for Game 1, FFR. TA deferred the choice to Oil, and considering this is the only level that Oil has won races against TetrisAttakr on, do you think TA will have a chance to regret this choice?
It's very possible. But we've seen this game, be pretty crazy at times, so we'll just have to see what the RNG thinks of TA's decision.
Alright, I am ready to let the players know that they can start whenever they are ready. They've got a few more minutes of warm-ups they can engage in before we try to keep things moving, keep things on schedule. And yes, if these two put up as much of a fight today as they did last week, then it is certainly possible that this match could go the distance and throw off the entire schedule anyway. Fortunately, there are only 2 matches on the docket today. I wanted to get the losers bracket rounds out of the way, clear out the easy to hard format matches that we played to start the tournament, and move on to tomorrow's action, where we start the easy to V-hard rounds, where V-hard gets thrown in as a possible choice and can throw off the mood of anyone that has a close match. Because like once you get to that game 4, well, you can't dodge V-hard anymore. I'm gonna have to play it. So you'll see tomorrow how those players will deal with that twist. But for now, we've got a timer counting down. We are fairly well synced, and Game 1 on the hard level is underway. So hard level, 15 stages. Each stage will play relatively close to the same every time, I would definitely recommend players, if they cannot get their combos going, to make at least a 4-chain, maybe a 5-chain, and if they get it timed right, then you can get a time somewhere under 15 seconds like OctoOil just did for her Gary the First. We'll be seeing him again at the end of this run, unfortunately.
Yes, and with faster cursor speed and evolved Pokemon too. It's a bit of a combo right there he's got wielded.
Also, another thing you might be seeing our players try to go for, TetrisAttakr has a little more experience with it. Leading your chains with combos will definitely go a long way towards distracting your opponents. In this game, it seems like it's unique to this game within the series. If you start your chain with a combo, then the garbage you make from that combo will land on your opponent before the chain garbage, and as lopsided as these foes tend to make their stacks, you can get a little garbage separation, like so. And did Oil's Misty try to swap with the garbage block?
Yeah, Misty actually got stuck. Try to swap a garbage block with a garbage block, and you can't exactly do that in this game. It's just not allowed. So that's definitely one way to get the opponent.
And usually you see a CPU try to swap a panel with a garbage block. I can't remember the last time I saw them try to swap two parts of a garbage block. That's never happened before, but certainly been a minute since I've seen that. But unfortunately, Oil got a garbage clear from Lieutenant Surge, and TetrisAttakr did not see one. So we are basically neck and neck again, about a quarter of a way through this run, FFR.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was expecting from these players. You know, they were very close last time, and seems like we're still trending that way again. That's a unfortunate Erica on TA requiring a lot of garbage, and it got cleared on. It's going to allow Oil to take a lead here.
Again, it was last year in our bit of an abbreviated single elimination tournament when we cut off the gold bracket to top 8 and had a silver bracket for the rest of the participants. It was OctoOil taking TetrisAttakr to Game 5, and it was in hard mode, where she won two hard races to force that deciding game. And right now, Oil's trying to get off to a bit of a fast start again, but it is TetrisAttakr with the better Koga stage overall, and we'll be getting the lead right back. And just Oil's history with our turns has been a little bit interesting anyway. If I remember right, she first joined our tournaments in 2022, and one of her first matches, if not her absolute first match, against GamerX459. Speaking of 9, that's a 9-second TetrisAttakr worth of fist pump. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we love those 9-second stages here.
But yes, it was Oil who actually got off to a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 against Gamer, so she's definitely capable of some fast starts, and TetrisAttakr definitely capable of some combos there with that 11 combo to Blaine.
Ooh.
But you will see TetrisAttakr capable of doing this a little bit more frequently than Oil has been able to show, but she's showing a capability right here with a 4-chain 2, with a 3-chain, 4-chain and 2 combo blocks, those combo blocks, separate from the rest of the garbage on an uneven stack that these CPUs tend to build. So with these opponents only able to address the lowest garbage block on their field when combo garbage gets that low, that can prove to be a sufficient distraction to these low-level opponents, and it ends up being required, essentially, to beat the rest of the opponents in the game. So if you are new to our tournaments, you're new to this game, that is certainly something you'll want to keep an eye on throughout. But right now, OctoOil is eyeing Tracy, maybe giving him the side-eye, a dirty look for continuing to survive throughout this. Tracy's scrolling from first tier to second tier.
Oh boy.
Which is quite crazy.
Geez, Tracy even using second tier to clear the rest of the garbage and still going. Oh dear. Yeah, TA's lead is kind of building right now, thanks to Trollsy living up to its name. Yeesh, minute 7. That's gonna set you back a little bit.
We do have a question in the live chat if this is a local tournament. We are rebroadcasting players' Twitch channels. These players are streaming to their Twitch channels right now so that we can see their gameplay. And in the large majority of the matches you will see in this tournament will be shown to you live as they are being played. I definitely would not mind the possibility of hosting an in-person tournament someday. That would be kind of a pipe dream, but I would definitely not mind the chance to do that.
Yeah, that'd be probably more of something you could probably do at like a AGDQ or SGDQ when you got most of the people there to do one.
I know the most of the in-person tournaments that get hosted by our community for this game are of a versus the two-player stadium, as it would be called in this game. We don't tend to engage in a speedrun challenge when community gets together in person for the GDQs. Oh my goodness, an 11-second stage from TetrisAttakr worth another fist pump. And don't look now, TA has the patent pending 2-stage lead with 2 stages to go. Would FFR, you play more golf games than I do, would you go so far as to call this a dormy stage?
Yeah, if this was match playing golf, TA would be on a dormy too. But unfortunately, as we've seen, no lead is particularly safe. Although TA is going to be the first one into Gary 2 here, hanging on to this 2-stage lead here. So clean Gary 2, and this could be the first Pokeball for TA. But of course,
we've seen Gary. We've seen Gary be. We got. Never mind. I gotta keep it PG here, Puzzlers. and you know, Gary does have a low right side there, and that is the combo trap that we hope to get our opponents into. And TetrisAttakr secures game 1 with a time of 9 minutes 51 seconds, giving him Pokemon number 1.
Yeah, those last few stages for TA were actually very nice. Kind of like what TA did the last stage there, trying to extend the chain out a little bit to try to get Gary 2 in that combo trap that he succeeded in doing.
It's actually kind of amazing compared to even the hardest levels of TetrisAttakr that you will see in our tournament play. It's not super common for hard mode races to go under 10 minutes, so anyone getting a sub 10 hard time definitely should be applauded. And TetrisAttakr going a long way to make the losers bracket run that he has a tendency to do. So TA wants to go on the losers bracket run of his life to potentially reach another top 4 finish, as he did in the last TetrisAttakr tournament. This kind of play is what he would need to have in order to make that possible. And I do believe, if my memory serves correctly, OctoOil is actually playing on the Switch online version. We do allow the original Nintendo 64 release, the Wii Virtual Console release that I play on. I think FFR, you switched to Wii VC a while back?
Yes, I was able to mod my Wii to put the Wii VC version of this game on it. Because the Wii VC version does actually load stages in between a little bit faster than N64. I think it's about like a half second or so. So over 15 stages, that's about 7 to 8 seconds you would just save from just switching versions.
And let me tell you, puzzlers, as random as the later levels get, that loading difference ends up mattering very little in the grand scheme of things. Like we've got people who play on the original N64 and get times around 15 minutes, and then we've got people who play on like Wii VC and get under 15 minutes. Like the top times are kind of a wild spread between people playing on original consoles and licensed emulators and unlicensed emulators. We try to be as welcoming as we can here. We try to let people play on whatever they're able, whatever is widely available and reasonably accurate. So that will take care of OctoOil's run. 13 minutes 25 seconds. She tends to go in the 11 to, I think she's historically been in the 11 to 15 minute range on hard mode, so this felt very typical for her. It's not quite what she needed here, but she's got some other chances. So the choice for Oil is hers for game 2, whether we go easy or normal. And it looks like she has made her choice. We are going normal for game 2. And now we go from speed level 4 to speed level 2. And like, if you thought speed level 2 on TetrisAttak's easy level was excruciating for players to play, this is the normal level. It gets slower from here.
Yes, that's right, because easy mode in this game plays at speed level 1, which does not really get much slower than this, other than super easy mode in the Mimic Mansion.
Okay, so again, it is a loser counterpick of the level order for these matches. OctoOil having the choice for Game 2, and the loser of this race would have the choice for Game 3 if there was a choice for Game 3. But maybe Oil can get a win somewhere in the next 2 races and force some painful decisions. So I'm letting the players know that they are able to proceed whenever they are ready, and both players look ready to go. So we'll be able to motor through these races relatively quickly. And then the game will start, and you will start to see just how much slower it can get. I will never be able to understand how the programmers thought normal should be played at level 2, especially when they put the default on their versus options as level 4. I will never understand it. But here we go with Game 2. Players are able to execute the double 4 combos, not falling perfectly well for Oil. TetrisAttakr not quite getting enough of a chain to top off Gary, and that is going to lead to some garbage clears. And this is the problem you see with the first stage, and only with the first stage of normal mode. Gary does not raise a stack at the very beginning. So with the starting stack size of 5 lines, 5 rows, you're often having to make 7 lines of garbage at minimum to beat Gary. It often takes 8 or even 9, depending on how quickly you're able to get to your own chain. Fortunately, the rest of the opponents behave a little bit better, and we'll go down to 4 or 5 lines, again depending on how quickly you can build garbage. So little bit of an early lead to TetrisAttakr, but not much is separating the players so far. It's just a matter of determining who has the cleaner combo and chain play, which right now TetrisAttakr is really putting in some interesting combos within his chains and getting a little bit better of a deal than Oil so far.
Yeah, but of course later on we will potentially start seeing the worst of normal mode when the opponents will have faster cursor speed, which on this slow of a speed that can potentially lead to a lot of wasted time. But no, TA came in clean so far with a 14. And there we go. Double 4 is working perfectly for Oil Surge.
Again, those 4 combos serving to be a great distraction to these foes that when prompted will only look underneath the lowest garbage block on their field. And that was a bit close.
That was about 1 or 2 frames away from a clear.
And you can already see in this match how much time garbage clears can add to each stage. So you really want to be able to set garbage in a way that can avoid the maximum garbage clears, which is another big reason why the double 4 combos work so well, because each 4 combo you makes a 3 wide garbage block that falls on these opponents whenever, and the garbage will alternate between sending on the left side and the right side when you get multiples of the same garbage size. So with these double 4s, it's one block on the left, one block on the right, and they're able to fall perfectly next to each other as a result. And maybe TA needs to start making some bigger chains here. He keeps falling a line or two short on his opener, and as adept as he is with combos, he's able to make like 5, 6, and 8 combos to make up the difference. But you know, it seems like with both of our players now, they are falling a little bit short on their opening attacks. I don't know, FFR, what are you seeing from how these two are playing normal mode right now?
Yeah, maybe, you know, maybe getting a bigger chain as your initial attack might be the way to go. You know, as I like to say, you know, there's, you know, overkill does kill, but there is no such thing as underkill. And yeah, 56 there is not great. That's kind of what normal mode can do when you're you know, just a little short on the attacks.
Meanwhile, TetrisAttakr just rolling along with 15 second stage after 15 second stage, finding some sort of rhythm in this mid game. That's putting him in the lead by over a full stage at this point. And it may end up turning 2 in just a little bit. But yeah, it does seem like the further you go on, the more chains you might need to top off these opponents if you're having a little trouble starting the chain. So in those instances, I do recommend 4 chains and even 5 chains, even though a 5 chain does make the screen shake when they land more than the others, and that screen shake can actually stop you from taking a loss. So
Yeah.
when optimal, we would try to send garbage that is small, and try to make garbage fall that is small, which is another reason why the 4 combos work so well for this purpose, because even with the big, even when the stack is shaking with the big garbage, like the moment the small garbage falls in that time, the shake time is reset a little bit. So there is a little bit of time that can be saved in that regard with the small garbage blocks. So as unfortunate as it would be to have a bigger garbage block to top off these opponents. Speaking of bigger garbage blocks, Giovanni's sending OctoOil a 5 chain on normal mode.
Oh boy, that is... Yeah, that's a bit rude from Geo there, but Geo is not topped off. Oh dear.
Oh no. Both of our
dear.
players experiencing a little bit of what makes normal mode so painful at times. A 46-second Richie for TetrisAttakr, and that is another 4 chain from Octo's Giovanni.
Yeah, Giovanni's 3 chain was in 3rd tier that the game just gave him. And yeah, Giovanni's onslaught just continues.
Oh, this is definitely not what Oil needs to see right now. Both of these players are fighting for their tournament life in this match. It is double elimination. These players have already lost a match. They want to stay in it. They cannot afford to lose this best of 5. But Lorelei giving TetrisAttakr a bit of a fit. TA again leaving an opponent short. It's just such a tricky endeavor once you get into this mid game on these stages. Like, you try to send something quick to barely top off these opponents, but when they are able to get their stack down afterwards, you're often caught out of position trying to send more. So TetrisAttakr will be looking to try to avoid that for one more stage, as we have hit the final stage of this normal run. OTA falling with a 4-chain, 5-chain. Gonna get some combo separation off of this, and that will be enough. TetrisAttakr with a slower normal time than his hard time, 9:58. But it is enough to get Pokeball number 2. So let's see if Oil will be able to finish this normal run faster than her hard run. It is quite the phenomenon that normal mode and hard mode tend to present in, like, both of the games we play every year. To be honest, with the slower engine but the fewer stages. Like it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell sometimes which level will end up being faster. But OctoOil is finished at a 10:45, and we will see what she can do when we go to game 3 on the easy level. And for their tournament lives, it does seem like TetrisAttakr has a bit of an edge on the easy level. I do believe that TetrisAttakr does have the faster personal best. Just checking, verifying that claim. Because TetrisAttakr got 6:16 3 years ago, and Oil picked up a 6:34 2 weeks ago. So it is certainly possible for Oil to play at her best and compete with the times that TA has normally been getting for these easy races. So there's definitely a chance for Oil to extend her tournament life here. Players are about ready for this game 3. We shall see how these two will play it out. And now that I think about it, before this race begins, I may have found a way to restore the overlay so that the prize pool will show the proper amount. But maybe that's something that can be fixed during the race. Here we go with game 3 underway. And as you will see from these first two opponents, yes, first two, both Gary and Brock do not want to raise their stack at the start of the stage, so We're looking at 7 to 8 lines to beat these opponents. Oil kind of did it in one chain and gets a 17-second result. TetrisAttakr had to start another chain and also gets a 17-second result.
So, you know, there's multiple ways you can go about this, so both ways seem to be equally effective between both players. See if you can do it again here on Brock.
Yeah, as slow as these opponents are, you don't need to go out of your way to make complicated combo or chain sequences to manipulate these opponents. It's almost purely a GPS race, a garbage per second race. Whoever is fastest at producing garbage is usually going to be the one to win these races. This is usually where the higher skilled player tends to show themselves over the rest of the pack.
TA is one line short, but here comes the other line. There you go, 14, not bad. OctoOil needs to send a couple more lines. Except Misty might get to these reds. Oh, she did. That...
And that will
Oh, I thought that was gonna
certainly waste a lot of time. Yeah, 29 seconds on an easy stage. Kind of hard to come back from, even at this level. Especially if TetrisAttakr is going to rattle off 11-second stages like that Surge. Like, people, again, the people who can send 4 lines of garbage the most quickly tend to have the most success, and that really does come down to a balance of combos and chains. I think on average the people who make more combos are the ones that are able to win these stages faster. Oil struggling with a 20-second surge. Meanwhile, TA flying through with a 12-second Erica, and just like that, we have a full stage lead.
Yeah, and on easy mode, that is very difficult to overcome. You know, there's only 11 stages, and you kind of just gotta try to make it up, you know, the little chunks at a time. But we're basically halfway through already.
Okay, a bit of a better stage for Oil. 15 seconds. TetrisAttakr does get a 14, though that will extend the lead a tiny bit, but it is very rare indeed to see these, easy stages play out in swings of like more than 10-20 seconds. Like a 20-second swing on an easy stage means something has gone catastrophically wrong for one of the players. As quick as TetrisAttakr has had to be over the years to get a sub-20 S-hard time, as he does, you kind of have to be fast at sending garbage. And no, Oil's no slouch in that department either. She has improved a lot, as we've said multiple times throughout these tournaments, and has become a member of the sub-30 S-hard club recently. So she is certainly getting there. However, the writing's on the wall here that on this day, she is just a little bit overmatched. As with 3 stages to go, TetrisAttakr has a full stage lead. And these easy stages do not get particularly tougher towards the end. At least it's not been my experience. Like, there's an 11-second Tracy.
Yeah, generally, you know, these opponents don't really get a whole lot faster from the start to the finish, so And it looks like Blaine got a bit of a chain off on oil there, wasting a bit of time that she really can't afford.
Alright, TetrisAttakr going to get a 4-chain to supplement his combo attacks here, and that is enough for a 12. Yep, 12-second stages are, by and large, what our top player is going to want to see for a majority of these easy stages, and with multiple top 4 finishes under his belt, TetrisAttakr definitely trying to stake his claim that he's still one of the people to watch in this tournament. And he is on the verge of a sweep as he really goes safe, tries to take care of business with this Giovanni, and that's a 13-second Geo for one of the faster easy times we've seen in this tournament. 6:19. Very impressive by our 11 seed. And that will give him Pokeball number 3. And the win.
Yeah, 6:19. Actually, only a few seconds off of his PB there, so he was definitely cooking pretty good right there.
Definitely one of the hotter times we have seen in this tournament. TetrisAttakr more or less brought one of his top games when his life was on the line. But not to be too outdone, OctoOil has shown her own flashes of brilliance throughout these tournaments, and as we transition to monthly tournament formats, we hope to see Oil involved in more of those going forward, considering she's been already part of the last 3 major open registration tournaments. Hopefully we see her more often in the coming months. Oil finishing that easy run with a 7:37.7. Not quite her A game there. She knows she can do better. We know she can do better, and hopefully we do see her get better going forward. But for now, let's make this result official. 3 games and done. TetrisAttakr wins the match and moves on to the next round. Oh yeah.
Showing off the shirt. Nice.
As always. Yeah, TetrisAttakr really showed a strong game today. Hope you don't get upset in the next round of FFR, because you would have to take him on if that were to happen.
Yeah, that's true, but hopefully I don't get upset tomorrow. But we'll see. Right now my game's feeling pretty good, so.
Let's see if this bracket is going to get updated with the results. Not quite, but TetrisAttakr is moving on, and again we'll play the loser of one of the quarterfinals happening tomorrow. That is our very own FFR Pro 21 against GamerX459. So we will see which of those players will have to deal with the TetrisAttakr annual losers bracket buzzsaw in that next round. But coming up next, FFR, we have our 12 seed, one of our newcomers, Lucky Owl 360, taking on the 13 seed. Only there because he didn't post a qualifying time. It is our PPL 2017 runner-up BB Forky. How interested are you, FFR, in seeing how this will play out? Because I don't know if Forky's 100% on his game, but he may not need 100%. He may not need 100% today. What do you think?
Yeah. With Forky's last match, he was kind of fairly shaky. Maybe maybe that had something to do with rust, perhaps. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if how he'll perform. Maybe shake it off, maybe a little bit of the rust and whatnot against Lucky Owl here. Yeah, we'll see how Lucky Owl is gonna do. Because she actually kept up fairly well in her last match against Tayman, who is one of our top players in this game. So I think if she's able to keep up with Tayman fairly well, then I would say she would have a pretty good chance against Forky here.
Yeah, let's not completely sell Owl's chances here in this match short. She really did have us wondering if something was going to happen against Tayman. Maybe Tayman was not on his complete A game in that match either. So we've seen Pokemon Puzzle League do some weird things in our tournaments, and maybe Owl needs one of those weird things to happen in order to have a chance in this match. But we will see how that plays out in this next match coming up for our live audience in about 15 to 20 minutes. But if you're watching on YouTube, you will just have to check out that VOD as it comes up soon. In fact, I'll just go ahead and announce this now. These VODs will get uploaded to YouTube next week. In fact, this match, as you're seeing it on YouTube, should be coming up on the Monday after this weekend's action is done, and there should be a new match happening, a new match uploaded to YouTube every day after that. So if you're watching on YouTube, you will not have to wait long to catch up with how this next match went. So we'll go ahead and take a few minutes here to set up the next match with Lucky Owl 360 and BB Forky, and bring it to you right after this. Stay tuned. You're watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2024.